Welcome to the final episode. At the last episode, we unlocked Steel Path. We have made our way to the point where we could technically try to succeed, but let's face it, we've only just unlocked Steel Path. Let's look where Dante is at. It's a build with every slot filled, but none of these arcanes are maxed out. We have some non-maxed out mods. I've got a Thief's Wit on here, let's be real. There's only so far such a build could go. And the same is true for the rest of the setup. The Natterok here, we still need a primary adapter to get full power out of that, not to mention the mods are all basic star chart mods. We have nothing galvanized. The Grimoire doesn't even have a tome mod equipped. And from the Zoris, well, the Zoris is doing okay, but it could be more powerful. The point is that this is a star chart build, and there's absolutely no way that this can take down the Steel Path boss at this point in time. But I'm not going to shy away from that to see just how far we need to go to do a before and after comparison. Let's have a look at that, because there is a quirk of Steel Path. Although you do need to start technically over on Earth because of the access to certain open worlds, we can start in Sanctum Atomica and just go straight to the Afervo assassination. So with that in mind, let's load into this one. Let's see where Dan is at the moment, to then see just how much further we need to take him. This is Dan, a lone tenno with a quest to defeat the Murmur. I'm Nick Engineer, let's go zero to hero. Okay, first things first, let's activate our defenses. That gives us 6,696 overguard, which is a very healthy starting point. Bypass the enemies we don't need to deal with and get straight to the area we do. Oh! Well, they are level 155 enemies, but we did take down Demolishers on the Disruption of a similar tier, so maybe it's not actually so terrible. As it's still not the most powerful setup, but it is a setup. It does have the potential to get work done. That's given us 4 of the eyes that we need. We take out enemies which are in the area, will cause more eyes to spawn sooner. Unless everything gets blinded, then that doesn't work for us. There we go, I got them to move away from it. As we can see, these enemies are very resistant to the damage I have. And we are good to move on to the next area. So what we are seeing is that Steel Path is not only a jump up in difficulty, but it is perhaps a step too far for us. I can certainly deal with some of the enemies, but dealing with them effectively, that's a different story. And then, rather than deal with the enemies here, what I can actually do is grab another serum and just slap that into the other location. Don't hit me with the beam, don't hit me with the beam, don't hit me with the beam. Let's plug in this. Plug in this one. And grab the eyes that are spawning. Now where these overlap, getting kills in the overlap area will speed up both of the Vitriums at once. That's just very helpful. This area is done. We can go summon the tide. Already this has shown substantial difficulty for us. And oh yeah, we have this particular spawn room. So there are a few different rooms that the boss fight can happen in. This one is a very enclosed space. I dare say this might be the most difficult room. But it's the room we've got. So let's shoot down as much as we can. As we can see, the Natterok is a capable weapon. It's just that the enemies are numerous. As for the Grimoire, we haven't got any tome mods on it, so its function is limited. But we have taken out the tide, and now it's boss fight. This is a very mechanical boss. So it has various moves. This is the walking forward lasers, the easiest of all of them to dodge. It's now going to do a slam, which will send hands out of the ground in a crisscross pattern. We just need to stay away from those. Next, throwing rocks, we jump over those. We can dodge all of the hitboxes. Next up, it's just taking a couple of swipes, that's fine. It can take swipes, I'm okay with that. Walking lasers, we're okay with that. So far, it's being generous to us, actually. Come on. Slam, we jump up in the air. There we go, we've evaded everything there. Dodge the rocks. What's your next move? It's just taking a swing at us, that is fine, we can dodge that as well. Walking lasers, is that? Nope, that's a slam. Jump up. Yeah, I can see where the hands are. The hands have some slight tracking, which is why I'm jumping up to avoid them fully. Oop. Dodge the rocks. Rocks dodged. They do a lot of damage. I dare say it seems to be giving us the easiest of routes here. Let's go for another slam. We jump up. There we go. Dodging the rocks. Dodging the rocks. Stay out of its melee range. That will do a lot of damage to us. Nope, I got hit by that one. I'm too busy focusing on activating these other abilities. Get over the rocks. Get our overguard back. And we got it onto stage 2. So I was focusing a little bit there on getting the buck out to get some extra damage onto it. My bad. So we want to dodge its burrowing attack. The tide returns with it. It summons a new attack, which is these swarm of exploding motes. We want to be dodging all of those little explosive lights. Keep the damage up. It's gone burying, so we'll use the opportunity to kill some more of the tide, which will no doubt bring back a bunch. It's big rocks. Dodging the big rocks. It's about to slam. Get up again. There we go. I want to be firing more from the ground so I can also hit a bunch of the tide with it, but it's not the primary focus. It's summoning more of the lights. Pretty easy to just stay out of range of them, and so that means almost free damage really. Now what's it going for? It's going for another dig. Absolutely fine, we can deal with that by just staying mobile, making it unable to target us directly. It summons more tide, and now it's going for the crawling hands. Dodge the hands. Throwing a litany of rocks, jump over them. And it looks like it's doing another summoning trick. That's fine. Conjuring. Just keep the damage on it. Wide body projectile, infinite ammo. We just keep the damage on it. Dodge the hands. I've summoned a new Buck to increase my damage output, and it's once again gone underground. Neat thing with the Buck summon is that it's also multi-hitting enemies. So as I hit one thing, it'll hit multiple others near to that. I just about somehow dodged the rocks there, but that was not intentional. That was a misplay. Get away from the hands. By Jove, I think we're actually doing this. But I haven't got any galvanized mods. I haven't got any upgrades. I haven't got anything for Steel Path. This is a star chart build. I haven't done a single arbitrations. It's doing another summoning trick. I think I could just kill it.
The murmur weeps.
It's down? Okay. Change of plan. It seems that Dan is a little bit more advanced than I understood. It seems that the goal of defeating the Murmur on Steel Path is not a good enough goal. Because otherwise this episode's already over. We're going to take this one step further. Dan is going to deal with the 60 Eyes boss. Now, having seen the damage output we had there, or lack thereof, I can say for a fact that we would not have enough damage to clear the 60 Eyes boss in time. We would be defeated. But it seems that is now the goal. So let's reassess where we're at and what upgrades we could need. Now, Dante himself there was actually managing quite fine. We had plenty of energy, we had plenty of ability to cast, so despite the fact this is a very budget-looking build, it is a sufficient build. We have passive energy generation in the form of Energy Nexus and Dreamer's Bond. We also have Equilibrium, turning any health pickups into a substantial portion of energy. A standard health pickup is 50 health, so this would give us 40 energy per orb, and that is another big overall pickup. Realistically, we should be able to maintain those abilities indefinitely in pretty much any mission, so long as I don't find myself needing to constantly cast. Which means, so long as I keep dodging the attacks by and large of the threat of the Afervo boss, we're good for the build. It pretty much just comes down to staying alive and putting support in when I can afford it. The weapons are where I can make significant improvements. The Nataruk is my main weapon. It's my primary weapon, not just by slot, but also by power output. Now with this, we can get hold of a primary arcane adapter, and that will allow us to deal even more damage overall, because we'll be able to slap on arcanes there. But the question is, which arcane? I've narrowed it down to two. There is Primary Deadhead and Primary Frostbite. Primary Deadhead comes from just doing Steel Path missions and killing acolytes. They have a 1 in 6 chance of dropping that particular arcane. The other arcanes have value, but they're not of value to the Nataruk. With Primary Deadhead, it means that a single headshot kill will give us substantially more damage for an extended period of time. The downside is that's a lot of Steel Path missions to get hold of that. If an acolyte spawns every 5 minutes, and 1 in 6 acolytes drop an arcane we're looking for, that's an average of about 30 minutes per arcane drop. And if we want to get that up to, say, rank 4, not even rank 5, just rank 4, that's going to take 15 arcanes, that's 15 lots of half an hour, or 7.5 hours of farming. By all theory, we should get about a rank 4 of each of the primary and secondary arcanes that drop from acolytes in the process. Primary Deadhead only gives us precision headshot kill bonus for 24 seconds. If we're not getting precision headshot kills, like against a boss that takes a little bit more than just a couple shots to kill, this is not going to be of full value to us. I can get incidental damage bonuses from killing other enemies in the area, and at even rank 4 we get that to 300% maximum damage bonus. That is huge if we're getting those kills in the arena. And again, it has to be headshot kills. The alternative of going for Primary Frostbite, this only requires cold status effects. Those cold status effects don't give us direct damage, they give us critical damage and multi-shot, both of which are valuable to us as well. Now as for the cold status effects, that's where my companion comes in. The companion, using its own weapon, the Artax, is able to deliver those cold status effects, and that does trigger this arcane. So that means we should be able to consistently get those bonuses to keep on powering up the bow. At full power here, with 40 stacks on the max rank arcane, that's 120% critical damage bonus, and a 90% bonus to our multi-shot, and that is pretty significant really. So those are the two main options there, and of the two, I feel like Frostbite is potentially the more attainable. Oh, almost didn't mention, we're of course going to get Galvanized Chamber and Galvanized Aptitude for a massive upgrade on the Nataruk here. Galvanized Chamber is a direct upgrade to Split Chamber, as long as we're getting any kind of kill at some point. And as for Galvanized Aptitude, it is multiplicative with Serration on the Nataruk, so it is another direct increase in power, as well as giving us extra status chance. That's just a win. Aerodynamic, okay. Let's keep going.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now? Reinforcements
Hey,
available.
Vitus Essence drop.
Choose to excellent work, Tenno.
There we are. 4 sculptures, 4,000 additional endo on top, 13 Vitus Essence. I am 1 short. There we are. Former, Vitus Essence, and Agility Drift just to top it all off. Let us grab Galvanized Chamber. Easily the simplest upgrade that we can pick at this point in time. To get this to max rank would require 30,690 endo, as well as 1.5 million credits, but we have 2.5 million. So credits wise, we are fine. It is the endo cost that is going to hurt here. What do I have in the Iron Treasures? As I'm not MR10, I have to fill these in manually. Those sculptures there comes to 10,125 endo, which is a fair chunk, but we're still not at 30k. I've just picked up 3 Arcane Rage. On headshot, chance to get additional damage on primary weapons. Well, considering that the Nataruk is our primary weapon, the Nataruk likes hitting those headshots pretty easily, and that Dante is currently using a couple arcanes that don't matter anywhere near as much, Arcane Victory is no good to us. Might as well put that Arcane Rage on. Now, it's not that much of an increase. If we had this maxed out, it would still only be 180% damage, alongside our Serration or any other additive bonuses to that. At its current rank, it's only 60%, but it is more damage. So I will take that. After that, it's just a case of farming up more endo, which I did through even more arbitrations, including a fair chunk of them on stream. 1,500 endo, there we go. That's a pickup to help us through. And as a result of all that farming, that now has us at this point. With that bit of farming complete, here is the Nataruk now. You might notice that my credits are exceptionally low, but the ranking on these mods is exceptionally high. The only thing missing a pip now is Galvanized Aptitude, and let's be honest, with the capacity like it is, that means I'd need to use a Former, as well as get the credits and the endo to rank this up for 1 extra pip. I think I can actually get away with not doing that one. Instead, the focus now is going to be on this empty arcane slot. This is where I'm going to put Primary Frostbite once I have got plenty enough copies of it. So let's go do that Primary Frostbite grind. This is going to take a few hours.
Here we go, let's find some activities.
We can then go over to Lua now, switch back to normal mode, and farm out the arcanes available to us on Conjunction Survival. Whilst we won't have the Acolyte spawning, we won't have the Steel Essence drops, we will be able to get hold of the Lua Thrax Plasm, we may get the drops of Conjunction Voltage, and Primary Frostbite along the way. Okay, time to clear this out. This is going to be a not short farm. We do get, from the Circulus mission, 5 Lua Thrax Plasm every single round. And if I remember correctly, it takes somewhere in the order of 300 to max out one of those arcanes. 60 rounds multiplied by 5 minutes, that is 300 minutes or 5 hours of the mission to max out the arcane. It's the upgrade I want, it's the upgrade I need, it's the upgrade we are going to try and get.
As Lula kept you safe in the dark age that followed. The Grineer and Corpus came here in search of treasure.
And with that, another 12 Lua Thrax Plasm, plus the 3 I already own. That is enough to buy 1 more arcane. Let's head on over to the Zariman on the other side of the map and pop into the Chrysalith. Now let's have a quick chat with Archimedean Yonta about trading in some newer Thraxplasm for one more primary Frostbite. Now this is not going to get me to max rank. It's going to get me to 4 out of 5 pips on there. Here we are then. As upgraded as I'm going to get it. Primary Frostbite is rank 4 out of 5. Galvanized Aptitude rank 9 out of 10. It would take a former and nearly a couple hours more work to get that maxed out. The Grimoire, fully max rank and fully modded. Missing some pips, but it's not supposed to be a damaged either. The Arcane is what I have available to me. The Zoris, fully modded. Again, it's not perfect mods, very far from it. A melee influence is only rank 0, but it's not going to be the mainstay of the assault. And lastly, with Noctua, even further from fully modded, Galvanized Diffusion and Hornet Strike are many pips away from max, and there is no arcane adapter on this. But again, I have no real secondary arcanes. The absolute winner is going to be the Nataruk and Dante. These two together are the main part of this setup. They are what's going to make this happen. And lastly, of course, we have the Taxon with the Artax, giving us that cold and magnetic output, giving us a chance of actually defeating some of the Eximus that spawn. By all theory, this should be enough. You can see I have been at this for hours, including breaks. I just didn't close the game. We're heading over to Deimos now. Steel Path, a Fervo, for the 60 Eyes boss.
The Murmur's envoy lurks somewhere within the Great Indifference.
So I could take this setup further, but that much further isn't enough further that I think it would make a sizable difference to the outcome. 20% here, 20% there, little bits that do add up, don't get me wrong. I could be stronger, but I feel like this setup is strong enough. The damage output is much higher than it was at the start. Much higher than that very first run. With Galvanized mods, the Arcane near fully maxed, with a better damage type selection as well, I feel like I have this. That should be enough kills to trigger the next round of it. There we go. And off to the next Vitrium. I want to be killing them as much as possible in the middle. Should trigger both at once. Never mind, one of them is blinded. There we go. This area complete. Reacquire the Atropos. And let's move towards 60 Eyes. There it is.
What charming arrogance. I do hope you are ready for what now must be unleashed.
Oh, we are ready. Nataruk is nearly fully invested into. Dante, well set up. How bad could it be? And of course, I'm going to include the whole fight. All buffs active as they're gonna get.
Defeat the tide to face the one.
So the Tide is just a bunch of basic enemies near enough, so it shouldn't be any real concern. Hit them as hard as we can with everything we got. And here comes the big boy. Main thing is to watch out for those maneuvers. Oh! I thought I was underneath the beam. Turns out I was in the beam. That could have been really, really bad. we go, dealt with that. Reactivate the buck. Activating the buck will mean that I will get incidental cold procs. Incidental cold procs will improve my damage output. I need to stun it. There's the stun. I'm not seeing cold procs. My arcane currently is doing nothing, which is a little frustrating. Oop. I've got a little bit on the arcane, not a lot. Try and get the stun. Buck is back. Re-up blocking. Bird's out. I need some distraction. Come on, get it down. It's the hands. Dodge the stun. Oh, didn't see the rock throw. Don't land on the hands, Ken. This is good. This is good. We got it to the next stage. Whilst it goes for the dig, use the opportunity. Get more stuff out. I need to find it again. There it is. It's summoning the lights. So now my damage output is going to increase because there's a lot more small stuff that I can kill incidentally. Unfortunately, the things I need to defend against also increase. It's digging. I can't see it too well. Oh, that is not where I want to be. I need to tank. It's doing this massive of animation. What's next? Slam. That's fine. I can survive a slam. Re-up a little bit of defenses. Get the buck back out. The buck is quite helpful here. I can't see it. I can't see it. Where is it? There it is. It's the stun beam. Did not get the stun on it, unfortunately. Walking lasers. Crawly hands. Oop. Sphere of Doom. What's it gonna go for next? Spinny Pillar. We're nearly there, nearly there. Just gotta keep my focus. I say as I lose track of it. There it is. Slammed hands, that's fine. I can dodge that. What hit me? Ooh, rocks. We're nearly there. Don't get hit.
The harder won the victory.
Oh.
The spoils return to the sanctum to collect bounty.
Oh, I was putting in everything I had there, and it turns out it was enough. Manus Sundali acquired. Dan Tayford Arwen. Dante for the win. There is no murmur left. Deep within the bowels of Deimos, all of the murmur have been destroyed. The fragmented one pushed right back into the void, which means there is only one final thing left to do as we wrap up this absolutely wonderful series. And thank you everyone who has joined me on this journey. There is exactly one thing left for me to do. Beautiful.